welcome to another video. My name is Harry J. Pacheco, and don't ask what the J stands for. I realize that my room's kind of a mess, but don't mind me. So today I wanted to talk to you about the subject of spirituality. I know I mentioned something previously about that. Maybe some of you might have had questions about it. So what does it mean to be a spiritual person? Let's see. The only thing I can say about that is that spirituality can have everything and nothing to do with religion itself. And what do I mean by that? I mean, you can be a spiritual person and not follow a certain religion. Me, myself, I've mostly followed the Christian religion in a certain sense. But I'm a bit more open to seeing myself as a spiritual individual. I do believe in God, but I like to work on the spirit within me. And what do I mean by that? So how do you become a spiritual person? I believe it's more about finding yourself in a certain sense, finding that part of you that's just nothing but light and love. That's really what it is. And how do you do that? The first thing I would suggest to you guys is simply to do shadow work. Now, some of you may have heard this term before, but for those of you who haven't, what's shadow work? So shadow work is basically taking the time to really dig deep within yourself and find out some of the maybe darker things that have affected you in your life in a negative way. Maybe keep a journal. Find out the root of what your problems were, how you became this way, what some of your more negative aspects are. Find out why you turned out that way, and then just work through it, handle it. This does take time. It's not something that can be done within a month. Sometimes it can take 6 months to a year, maybe even more so, depending on, what your coping mechanisms are and everything like that. But start with that. Start working through some of your inner demons, some of your inner troubles, and then, you become freer in that sense. Those things, you're no longer tied down by your trauma, your pain, the negativity in your life. Suddenly you're somebody who's free, who's open. The next thing I would say to you is practice mindful meditation. So what's mindful meditation? Let's see. Some people, when they think of meditation, they think of those people who put out their arms like this and then they, say, and then try to keep their mind from thinking anything. Some people can do it, but it's almost impossible for the average person. I mean, the average person has 50,000 thoughts per day, and most of those thoughts are negative. So what's mindful meditation in that sense? Mindful meditation is where you take some time to yourself. You can sit in lotus position, I think that's what it's called, or, your legs cross and close your eyes and meditate. Or sometimes you can just lay down in bed, stay in a quiet room. And in that sense, what you have to do is let your thoughts come. Now, when a certain thought comes, don't try to push it away. Don't try to push it away. I want you to observe the thought, not interact with it. Do not interact with the thought. I just want you to observe it from a neutral standpoint. Observe it the way you would observe a random stranger walking across you on the street or something like that. Observe it for what it is. Maybe try to understand the thought, but don't interact with it. Don't go down that rabbit hole. And once you're done with that, let that thought go away and let the next thought come through. The more you do that, the more your coping mechanisms start working better. You'll be able to take conflict in everyday life and observe that conflict. Don't interact with the conflict, just let that pass by. In this way, you're not letting things affect you as much. And then also, since you're clearing out all that negativity, you are also being more open, more receptive to other things in life. And it's cool, some of the things that can end up happening when that happens. Colors start taking on a brighter hue. Your interactions with people start becoming more positive. And there's just a whole bunch of positive outcomes to mindful meditation. And remember, guys, that breathing, I can't stress enough how important breathing is. In through your nose, out through your mouth, take deep breaths, regulate your heart rate. And I mean, that's pretty much it for mindful meditation. I might go more into some of the more esoteric stuff. Like, I can go through my entire catalog of crystals, but I don't think I don't, that's going to take too much time. But you know, that's just the beginnings of it. If you're interested more on this kind of subjects, please like and leave a comment below, and I'll definitely do another video about this kind of stuff. But this is just a little crash course in how to become a deeper, more spiritual person. Now, like I said, this stuff allows you to become more receptive. Now, the next thing is just approach the world with kindness. And what do I mean by that? If you see somebody who's just accomplished something great, congratulate them, celebrate their accomplishments. The more kindness you give into the world, the more receptive you are to kindness coming back to you. And that's really all I have to say for today. Guys, this is kind of the time where I'm going to do that shameless YouTuber thing where I ask you to comment, like, and subscribe. It's not really shameless, it's kind of shameful, but whatever. I hope you liked the video, and remember, my name is Harry J. Pacheco. Don't ask what the J stands for. Bye, guys.